Hey YouTube, it's James from the Wyvern Watch here again with another deck profile. This time, one of the classics. We're going with Dark Magician this time around. Oh, always a favourite of mine. Has been for a long time. I wouldn't say the favourite, but certainly one of the favourites. And of the sort of legendary decks, this one's the one I've sort of kept up to date the most. And tried to keep it fun rather than competitive. I have tried to keep sort of the fusion line with it as opposed to going off in different tangents. But yeah, it's one that I've enjoyed sort of over the years, keeping up to date and making sure that it's at least got the latest sort of Dark Magician support in it. So let's get on with it. That's obviously the field centre gone. We'll come back to him, and of course, how can you not run a Dark Magician deck without three of the man himself? I've gone with this artwork. Obviously there's lots of different artworks. I just quite like it. I think this is the only printing in this artwork in in UK anyway. Sorry. But yeah, it's like, say, one of my favourites anyway. So 3 Dark Magician, of course. And I still believe we should be playing 1 Dark Magician Girl as well, just so we can use some of the other cards in the deck. And I'll see, she looks great, especially in this artwork as well. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it when it came out in the Lost Art promotion. And I snapped up the earlier one. So 1 Dark Magician Girl. And of course, I don't think this has changed for a while, but we'll go with Magician's Rod, one of the best searchers of the deck, and has been for a while. Yeah, so as soon as this card came out, we know it was going to be an instant 3 in the Dark Magician deck, so it still is. 3 Magician's Rod. And of course, 3 Magician's Soul. Not strictly speaking a Dark Magician card, but it's got you know, the Dark Magician on it, which also starts things off, and also Dark Magician Girl, so we can hardly argue too much with that, can we? But everyone knows Magician Souls, always a very handy deck, handy card in any spellcaster deck. I'm still running one of the Apprentice Illusion Magician as well. Again, artwork absolutely cracking. She is still a useful hand trap just to boost, you know, the attack power of 1. But yeah, so I'm still running at 1 just because I don't want to get rid of her, really. That's all it is. I'm running Illusion Chaos at 2. Not to Ritual Summon, of course, although we probably can. But it's just for the, obviously, search effect to get the Dark Magician card straight to hand. Yeah, and I'm also running a little bit unusual, which is Chronicle Magician. Put in the notes or comments whether you think I'm doing the right thing over here or not. But it being level 7 is always handy as well. But if a monster with 2,500 original attack and or defense is normal or special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Okay, fair enough. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 Dark Magician or Blue Eyes White Dragon in your monster zone. It gains 2,500 attack and defense until the end of the turn. So it effectively means that one of your Dark Magicians is becoming 5,000 until the end of the turn, which is a big punch, isn't it, you know? So I've gone with 2 Chronicle. We've gone for 1 Magikaribo, and how can you not run one of these? Look how adorable it is. But during the main or battle phase, if you took damage by battle or an opponent's card effect this turn, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck or graveyard. If a face-up spellcaster monster you control is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can add this card from the graveyard to your hand. You don't really need any more than 1. But yeah, again, I can't run my Dark Magician deck without at least one of those. And the next one is probably one of my favourite spells in the game. It's one of my favourite looking spells in the game as well, but everyone's familiar with Dark Magical Circle. The Banish effect, of course, is very, very handy when you keep summoning Dark Magician over and over again. So obviously all were good for that one. And as soon as this card came out as well, I knew I had to have 3 of them. Soul Servant, again, a very, very useful card in order to search through, get the extra draws basically with Soul Servant, especially as a quick effect as well, very useful. And again, having Dark Magician Girl in the deck is also handy. The fusion spells, let's just bring those up so they're not organised very well here, but fusion spells are these. So we've got two polarization. Just 1 second. Sorry, my dog was trying to tear some clothes apart, so I had to put a stop to that. 2 polarization, 2 secrets of dark magic, 1 magicalized fusion, and 1 Eye of Timaeus. I can't run a deck without the Eye of Timaeus now. I just think it's one of the old-time classics, and I managed to pick one up in Ghost Ray as well, so that's staying in. But yeah, enough fusion spells there to go on, but it's maybe something I can play around with the numbers on. Not completely fixed on the numbers, but you know, at the moment it seems to be working okay. Next up, we're also going for 2 Magician's Salvation, which is one of the newer ones. It's not exactly new, but it's one of the new ones. So when this card is activated, you can set 1 Eternal Soul directly from your deck. Immediately, very good. If you normal or special summon Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, except during the Jammy step, you can target one of those monsters, special summon 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard with a different name from that monster. You can only use the effect of Magician's Salvations 1 per turn. So it just easily puts both on board, of course. Got 2 of those going on. 1 Piercing the Darkness, which came out in this same set, I believe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mega Pack 21. So it's a couple of years old now, isn't it? If you normal or special summon a non-token normal monster, except during the damage step, you can draw 1 card. Then when your attack is declared involving an opponent's monster and a monster you control that is a level 5 or higher normal monster, or ritual summoned using a normal monster, or was fusion, synchro, or exceed summoned using a normal monster as material, a bit of a mouthful, you can make that monster you control gain attack equal to that monster's attack during the end turn. You can only use the effect of Piercing the Darkness once per turn. That was a mouthful. A few more one-offs though. We'll just bring those up actually rather than doing one individual. 1 Bond between teacher and student. Again, just utilising that Dark Magician Girl. 1 Dark Burning Magic to go with it. 1 Dark Magic Attack and 1 Dark Magic Inheritance for the extra draw. So all pretty standard stuff again. Sorry, once again, my dog is trying to rip my office apart. Lastly are the traps, of course. So we've got 2 Magician Navigation, still like to run both of those. 2 Eternal Soul, which I would normally run 3 of, except they are now searchable with Salvation. And 2 Solemn Judgment for any unexpected summoning or whatever effects. I can just stop, just say no, as they say. And that ends the main deck. Now onto the extra deck. You've already seen one of them, which of course is Master of Chaos. Again, one of the newer ones. I'm going to go through them all anyway, because there's a fair amount of them, so I'm not going to run through all the effects. But Red House Dark Dragoon. Now, not everyone likes this choice, but I still like to run it because it is summonable, and it is, at the end of the day, a Dark Magician card, or at least Dark Magician is mentioned upon it. My favourite, though, go-to one, of course, is Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. We've also got a copy of the Dark Magicians, 1 Dark Cavalry, 1 Dark Paladin, of course, 1 Amulet Dragon, 1 Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight, which again is another reason to run Dark Magician Girl, and 1 Guardian Chimera. So all really good and useful effects. I just like to make sure I've run majority of them. There are a couple more cards in here though. So we do carry a Linkuriboh, an Induk, the World Chalice Dragon, and of course Blackluster Soldier of Chaos, which goes very, very well, considering you're normally going to be using a level 7 to go into it. And also just the 3 sort of standard rank 7s as well, of course: Mecha Phantom Beast, Draco Sack, number 11 Big Eye, and Ebon Illusion Magician. That is it for my Dark Magician deck profile. I do hope you like it. Like I say, it's not the most competitive build ever made. I'm sure there's other people that will come up with much better builds than I have. However, it's my build, and it's the way I like to sort of play it, this fusion type style. If you've got any comments, please do feel free to put them on there. I do like to understand what people think about this deck. Obviously people have got different opinions on it, but feel free to share yours on my video. Thanks once again, guys. We'll see you for the next video. Cheers. Bye.